Hello, this is Justin from trackbikes.com, here to give a 4-month update on my SJ4000 action camera. As you can see, I think I got the original and not the fake because it does say water resistant on the box, and the mounts did have the red 3M tape. This camera was purchased based on a recommendation from the Tecmoan or Tecmoan.com site. There should be a link in the bottom here. The camera came highly recommended as an action camera, not so much as a dash camera, but since I'm using it for motorcycle track days, that's what I wanted it for. So I use the camera for motorcycle track days, and mostly I just use this mount, which is a custom fabbed metal bracket, and the 1/4 20 screw, which I mounted the case to, and a suction cup mount that I purchased that wasn't included, but I am using the tethers from the kit. So basically I use those two mounts exclusively, and they mount to the windscreen of my bike or the tank in the case of the suction cup. Initially, after doing my first track day, I had issues with the battery. They tend to be quite common, but this one has bad terminals. I don't know if you can see, but I've already taken it apart. But what happens is, if they can focus, the terminals rotate because they're not soldered on properly. This also occurred to the second spare battery I received. So I can take these apart and show you how these are actually constructed. They're not constructed that great. As you can see, this one's already been taken apart, but I'll take this one apart again for everybody. It unwraps very, very similar to a Starburst candy. So I'm just going to go ahead and start unwrapping the whole thing, and I'll pull the battery out and show you what's actually inside here in just a second. So as you can see, once you got the paper all the way off, it's kind of folded, like I said, like a Starburst wrapper. You expose the battery, terminals, and it's in a little small plastic case. Removing the battery from the plastic case, you can see that's what we have left. Be careful not to puncture the bag, but it's got two little a little pad here for vibration purposes, and then the actual terminals. The terminals are really tough to see. Not only are they tough to see along with the mini circuit board, but I've already attempted to try to solder fix these. It didn't work. So basically, those are the battery issues. At least they're similar, and I have the same. And how did I know I had these battery issues? You can determine if you have these battery issues when you power on the camera with a USB. I've got the USB lead plugged in right here with a battery in it. Obviously, I don't have any batteries in it right at the moment because they're all broken, but the camera will run off a USB. It will have this super flashing quick red light, and if that happens with the battery in it, you know that the battery is bad or not making connection inside down in those terminals down there. So after my first track day and the battery issues I've had, I contacted Amazon, who I ordered this from geekbuying.com. Contacted Amazon, and they went ahead and refunded me 20% of the purchase price, which when I purchased this, it was $99.90, which I promptly spent on new batteries and a battery charger. Again, this second battery that I have here was off the second set that I ordered aftermarket, and it had the same issue as the first battery, which is a part right here. The terminals become loose. You can see the terminals get rotated, especially the ground terminal there. It rotates and then no longer makes connection, thus resulting in that red flashing light. So I was happy with the refund and the additional batteries. I was satisfied at the time. I continued to do more track days. 3 more track days in and 1 drag racing session in. Again, exclusively using the suction cup mount here and the windscreen, custom windscreen mount I fabbed. And of course the case that comes with. On my latest track day in September, I've had the camera for 4 months now. I ordered it in June of 2014. September comes around and I have the second battery issue, and then this happens. You can see the case there. It physically pulled the lower mount right off the case. So there's the piece that it pulled off. I always have these things tethered to my bike. But as you can see with the tether I had it through the wing nut here. It was useless because this piece was still in the wing nut and this camera case totally separated from the bike. Taking along my SJ4000 and the battery, which I recovered, and I no longer have a battery cover. So this piece that goes along here is already missing. So it's been a little disappointing overall. I really do like the camera itself. It has some good features. I like the LCD screen. I like the wide field of view, the 170-degree field of view. The batteries, when they work, are good. I keep them charged during a track day in between sessions. I will charge them via the USB here. So again, always tether. But like I said, unfortunately, when stuff like this breaks off your case, I'm lucky that the guy that was riding behind me didn't get hit with this in the camera. And I was able to cover the pieces after the session, but it's disappointing. I did contact Amazon with this latest failure, and I'm hoping they will rectify the situation or remedy the situation. I contacted Geek Buying and they told me to contact Amazon, and I'm hoping Amazon will take care of me there. I think the initial response I received, they were very sorry I was having these quality problems between the battery and the camera case, and they were going to help me address those. So I don't know if there's any lessons learned here, but maybe you get what you pay for. Again, this was $99 when I purchased it. That's quite a big discount from the GoPro, and especially if things are going to break and stuff off of it. If it was a GoPro, I'd rather be out $100 than $300, $400. But no matter how cheap it is, it's pretty useless as an action camera when you have quality problems. You can't trust the reliability or robustness of your mounts, and you can't trust the batteries. So that renders it pretty useless. I still do like the camera itself. It's compact. It mounts real nice. Again, if the battery issues were addressed and the mounting issues were addressed, I think this would be a great little camera. But it's a 4-month update of using the SJ4000. I may or may not continue to use this in the future. Again, I'm waiting for Amazon. They offered to give me a refund completely and fully, and if I wanted to order another camera, a replacement camera, they'd reimburse me for the day shipping. So good on Amazon.com and the Amazon folks for stepping up to the plate in response to my issues buying from geekbuying.com. So after having the camera for 4 months and actually using it 5 times, that's the 4-month update. Please leave any questions or comments below and I will try to address them.